I'm starting to realize that the second I upload a video to this YouTube channel, everything seems to shift. So let's keep up the trend because I have some news. In my last video, I shared that families in my district have two options when it comes to the upcoming school year. Option number one is 100% remote learning through December. I was not chosen as a teacher for option number one. Option number two is enrolling your child into whatever plan our school is doing based on the 4 different levels of risk throughout the state of Ohio. Level 4, which would be everyone in the county, returns to remote learning. Level 3 and Level 2 is a hybrid model. So for students, they're in person 2 days a week and then virtual 3 days a week. And then Level 1 would be back to school 5 days a week. I was told that I was not chosen to be one of the distance learning teachers, that it will be a hybrid teacher. And then yesterday, I got a call. Yesterday, I got a phone call that I will no longer be part of the 3rd grade hybrid team. I will be part of the 4th grade hybrid team. So you could probably tell that I'm smiling, I'm laughing, and you're probably like, hey, has he lost it? Is he fine? Is he going to break down? What's going on? What's happening with him? No, but you might remember in my first video that I posted on YouTube, I said this. Nothing's gonna stick this year. We're gonna be changing everything a million times. I hope you're excited to adapt the mindset of going with the flow because we have no option. I'm new to my district, so my contract hasn't even officially started yet, and things are already changing, things are already evolving, and that is just the nature of what the 2020 school year is going to look like. When my principal called me and gave me the news that I'll be bumping up to the 4th grade team, there were 2 different ways I could have reacted in the moment, right? There's this first, which is like panic, because I've been spending all summer preparing 3rd grade curriculum, 3rd grade materials, everything says 3rd grade on it, everything is set up for 3rd grade, right? Or I could be flexible. I can understand where the decision is coming from. And at the end of the day, more students are in the 4th grade that will be at school in person versus in 3rd grade where more students opted into the distance learning, remote learning option. On top of it, I taught 4th grade for the past 2 school years. I'm the person in our building that makes sense to bump to the 4th grade team. So all of these decisions, all of these reasons make sense. Yes, I've taught 4th grade for the past 2 years, but I'm stepping into a new building, a new district with new students. The curriculum is different, the kids are different, right? So things are going to have to be shifting, things are going to be adapting, and at the end of the day, we are all first-year teachers this year. None of us have taught through a global health crisis before. None of us have experienced things that we're going to be experiencing for this upcoming school year, but we are taking it one day at a time. We are being flexible, we are adapting, and we are remembering why we decided to enter this work in the first place. I decided to enter this work to provide transformative experiences for kids, regardless of what that context looks like. So I will be returning to the classroom as now a 4th grade teacher. So long to 3rd grade, it was fun for a minute. When it comes to classroom setup, I left it with my principal that I believe I will be able to keep my room because if you have missed it, I have been setting up my classroom all summer. Things are ready to go. I actually don't even need to change much in my classroom. All of the things that are set up and ready to go in terms of bulletin boards and organizational strategies and systems that I've put in place, they still apply for 4th grade. I'm thinking that if possible, I will stay in my room because it is ready to go. I won't be physically by the 4th grade team. I'll be a hallway away. I think that's okay because the classroom is ready to go. And my whole mindset with going in this summer to prepare the classroom is that when we return for in-person professional development starting next Monday for 2 weeks, I don't have to stress about my classroom. All that I have to focus on is curriculum, lesson planning, thinking about health and safety, how I'm going to focus on building amazing relationships and community in my classroom. That's what I want to be focusing on for my 2 weeks when I'm in the building with my new team and not be thinking about my classroom, setting it up, and those sorts of things. Now with this news that I'm shifting to 4th grade, I obviously had to update a few of the projects that I've been working on throughout the summer, but nothing huge had to shift, so let me give you a quick update on some of the changes that I had to make. So you'll see here, I have my class website that I have shared with you all before. Now, because I built the system, all I had to do was make adjustments. So before it said 3rd grade everywhere, I just updated all of these things to 4th. My Bitmoji classroom said 3rd grade rocks, which now it obviously will say 4th grade rocks. Little changes like that I had to make throughout the website. Here I created a document about our house system, going into great detail about what a house system is, how it will be utilized in our classroom. This is a letter that families will get at the start of the school year, giving them information about the house system, what it is, and how we're going to be using it throughout the school year. Up next, I was working on our house system, thinking specifically about the 4 different houses and how we're going to introduce them this year. So I went into detail talking about our different houses, what they mean, why they were chosen, so we can really build up excitement for when students will be selected into their houses. In my last classroom setup video, I go into a little bit more detail about the house system. If you do not do a house system in your classroom or in your school, and you're looking for a really creative and engaging way to build community in your classroom, I highly recommend looking into a house system because I believe it can transform the space and your community with your students. I also added a form to my website that will gather some information that I need for families as we embark on the upcoming school year. You'll see right here that I have a form that families can click on, and the form will ask all different kinds of questions that I just like to gather before we start the school year. So it has student name, it has student birthday, name of one family member, contact information, name of a second family member, contact information, what allergies the student might have, any medical concerns, asking what the child enjoys outside of school, child's strengths, biggest areas for growth. Typically, I would have families fill out this information at back to school night, but with everything going on, I wanted to not only have an electronic digital copy, but I also want to be prepared in case we're not even having a back to school night. So when I get my roster, I will send this out to families. It is part of my website. Again, everything is in one place, making everything super easy for families to access. All of this information will be compiled into this spreadsheet, so I will have all of my student information in one place in a very clean, easy to read spreadsheet. I then add a second tab to the bottom of my spreadsheet, which is a family contact log. This is where I keep track of all communication that I am doing with families. This can look like calls home, emails home, even a positive phone call home. I'm always keeping track of when I am contacting families, when I'm reaching out to families. It is super important to keep this data. You never know when you will need it. So here I just have the date, the time of the call or the email, the name of the student, the name of the family member, how I got in contact with them, why I got in contact, and any notes from the conversation. Keep this. You will thank me later. It is something that you will always just want to have. I'm a little bit afraid to turn off the camera because I feel like I will get a phone call that there is another shift coming for the upcoming school year, but I am remaining positive. I am remaining flexible. We are in this together. Things will be constantly shifting. Things will be constantly adapting, but we are teachers. We deal with a million decisions each and every day. We were built to handle this year with flexibility and grace. I am so appreciative of each and every one of you who have made the choice to subscribe to this channel, who have liked the videos, who have left comments. I will continue to update you with what is going on along the way. For those of you who have already started out your school year, how is it going? What is happening? Leave a comment down below sharing how your experience has been so far this year. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you in the next one.